We will continue our coverage with the women's uneven bars competition on this enthralling day of apparatus finals. I'm so sad it's the last day of artistic gymnastics competition, but so excited that we've got this great final to bring you. Let's have a look at the contenders. McDonald leading the gymnasts to their warm-up positions, and she led everyone in qualification. It's always one of the great crowd-pleasing finals, the women's uneven bars. We expect this to be no exception. The finalists in the women's uneven bars competition, and we're going to begin with Kate McDonald of Deakin University in Australia. She was the top performer in qualifying with a score of 14.35. Yang Fan Yue will go third. She was the second best with 14.2. The third best, Zoya Sekai, scored 14 exactly. She'll go sixth. This could be a very unpredictable and unusual final. But a lot will depend, Blythe, on what we see with this first routine from Kate McDonald. If she hits, then she will give people an extremely difficult score to chase. In qualification, she was fantastic. In the all-around final, she had issues on this apparatus. But she's one of the best out there on the uneven bars. She's been winning World Cup medals, indeed World Cup titles this season.
She has one of the most fluid and prettiest swings you will ever see on uneven bars, and an amazingly high kacha release skill as well. But you're right, uneven bars is rather all or nothing. The big deductions are pretty obvious. And when a gymnast does emit those in the competition, well, the penalty is pretty severe. Of course, on uneven bars, you can't stop. You can't collect yourself the way that you might be able to on balance beam or floor exercise. And what we're seeing so often from gymnasts, including Yang Fan Yue, is really intricate combination work.
That's a very interesting point about stopping and collecting yourself, because after your first vault, you can stop and breathe for a moment. On beam, although you're not supposed to hesitate a great deal, you can pause, compose yourself, disguise it with some choreography.
Completely.
You have the guilty look on your face of somebody who's done that yourself as a gymnast over the years.
Many, many times.
And on floor, again, you can maybe just take a moment. We see it, gymnasts go into the corner, they breathe, and then they go into the tumbling pass. But yes, on the uneven bars, no opportunity for that. You must keep on going.
The errors are much harder to disguise on this apparatus.
For those of you who are newer to watching the uneven bars, naturally a lot of attention we focus on the big release moves that the gymnast does on the high bar, and we'll talk through some of those in this final. We also focus a lot on how they get from low to high and back again. You'll hear terms like pack salto going from high to low, and various variations of the shaposhnikova skill to go from the low to the high. But sometimes what we can lose is the focus on things like handstands.
And handstands are actually quite critical. The judges do want to see a straight vertical for every handstand that is done, just like that. And if you're even a little bit outside of that vertical position, when you finish a pirouetting skill, there is a deduction.
There's a minute degree of tolerance, but it's not significant.
And actually, those handstand faults, they can also affect whether the gymnast gets difficulty credit for the pirouette skill that they're attempting.
We will begin the women's uneven bars final. Yesterday, we saw something very unusual. Kate McDonald vaulted. She did it as part of the all-around final. She also did it for the team. Now she's back to doing her specialism, the uneven bars. She won the World Cup title in Qatar earlier this year. She's the top qualifier.
She begins with the Weiler, the hips coming into the bar and the half turn. And it looks like she was improvising right off the top. Now, there's going to be a significant deduction associated with that, even though she didn't fall. And there as well, difficulties on the pack salto transition. She's fought really hard to keep this routine going, overarched in the handstand as well.
Moments of wonderful gymnastics on the uneven bars from Kate McDonald. Regrettably, it will not score in the region of the 14.35 that it did in qualification. She did have some trouble in the all-around final yesterday.
It's rare when an entire uneven bars routine looks like one large save, but that was really what we just saw from Kate McDonald. Good on her for battling through that and doing it as well as she did. The dismount sequence was particularly impressive. The Weiler kip was good. The Maloney transition as well, and then the clear hip circle. She doesn't shoot her feet towards the ceiling at exactly the point that she needs to in order to get a clean swing out of it. But here, the dismount, full twisting double tuck done in combination with a toe stalder. That was very nice.
Deakin University is regarded as one of the very finest in the entire region of Oceania. She is a student of environmental management and sustainability. She's been such a brilliant team player at these games, as the most experienced member of the Australian squad by far.
She actually won the Commonwealth Games title on balance beam in 2022.
12.766 is Kate McDonald's score. Unfortunately, it's a mark and a half and then some away from her preliminary round result. This is a gymnast who produced an enormous display on the uneven bars that was pivotal to the French bronze medal in the team competition. She then replicated it in the all-around final and nearly made it onto the podium as the 15th best qualifier. Celia Serba.
And a very good toe stalder with half turn to Pike Jaeger. The pack salto, the simple flip from high bar to low bar. Nicely done as well. She's swinging well. And lovely Ginger going in the opposite direction, as the Ginger often does. Winding up for her dismount. Double layout. What a nice routine.
She's been so consistent with that routine at these games. Appropriately enough, the 21-year-old from Dijon has proven that that routine cuts the mustard. She just keeps getting it right.
She's got tremendous upper body strength, as evidenced just by her kip handstand mount. Here is the pack salto, the ubiquitous pack salto, a transition we see time and again on uneven bars. It was just nicely swung, good extension in the Maloney, the toe stalder to high bar. Some aggressive handstands as well. And the beautiful position on her double layup. Just the steps forward.
The pack salto, named after the late Pak Kyung-sil from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Competed at the 1992 Olympic Games. Departed the world all too young. Celia Serba has only recently returned from a stress fracture in her back. You talked about the strength she has. Even more remarkable to display it, considering the injury issues that she's had. And she was trying to get to the European Championships in Leipzig and decided not to do it. And what a great decision to not do it and to come back when she was really ready. 12.966 on this occasion. It's lower than qualification. It is a leading score, nonetheless, to Yang Fanyue of the People's Republic of China, second best in qualifying.
She has a wonderful element named after her on the uneven bars earlier this season. I don't think we're going to see it today, but yes, we are. And there it was, the full twisting layout Jaeger. Wonderful. And then a downy to pack salto to immediate stalder full. That was smooth and very, very nice. And look at her handstand work. Straight up and down. Full twisting, double tuck dismount. What a routine.
That might win it. Yang Fanyue, the reigning Asian champion on the uneven bars, and she's just recently defended her national title too. And believe me, there are a lot of contenders in China for that national title. I think she must have heard you and said, "Why doesn't think I'm going to do that move?" I'm doing it.
Obviously, she actually didn't warm it up, and she didn't do it the other day in the qualifying, obviously saving it and making it even more spectacular here. She's ever so slightly out of handstand at the end of that stalder full, but that's being really nitpicky. It was a wonderfully smooth combination. And the full twisting double tuck, still rather new for her, actually. It's an upgrade from what she was competing a year or two ago. She's made such incredible strides on this apparatus since she has turned senior and moved onto the Chinese national team.
She also attends Beijing Sport University, a double first-class university founded in 1953 as the Central Institute of Physical Education. The double first-class universities, that's a distinction in the People's Republic of China for the leading academic institutions. It's produced nearly 100 Olympic champions for Beijing Sport University. I presume they've got a rather large room with all of them written on a board somewhere and space for many more.
She was the top scorer on uneven bars in World Cup competition earlier this year. Her high was somewhere around 14.8.
There's no doubt that this will go into the lead. It's just by how much. There are some good routines to come, very good routines to come. She's got such a high scoring routine that she's been able to win World Cup competitions with significant errors this year. But there were no significant errors here. Oh, it's 15! 6.7 for difficulty. It's a colossal score. Yang Fanyue. She's well on the way. Gold beckons. That's an absolutely extraordinary performance from a Chinese gymnast. A Chinese gymnast follows her teammate Shang Lulu, 13.7 in qualifying. She had a 6.2 difficulty in the preliminary round.
And we're going to see much the same type of release that we saw from Yang Fanyue. There it is, the layout Jaeger, done from an inverted giant. Puts such stress on the shoulders, having the hands go around the bar that way. This is very good work. She slightly overbalances her handstand, but pulls things together. And again, more intricate giants and pirouetting. Dismount, full twisting double tuck. That's hard for her.
There have been some issues with that dismount. Shang Lulu, it's another very hard routine, a very exciting one. Now, it's not out of the question with a routine of that complexity that she could still find herself in a medal contending position as we go through this competition.
We'll have to wait and see. She actually did have some significant handstand errors. 10 degrees is what is allowed for one to be out of handstand. And while the skills are very hard, there was a real lack of momentum, particularly in the giants as she wound up for the full twisting double tuck attempt. It's very hard spinning on one hand, but if you just watch the way that she releases, and then she doesn't have much of a tap into the dismount, and it just kind of goes straight up and down.
I can't believe we've just seen a 15 from Yang Fanyue. Shang Lulu is at the Shanghai University of Sport. It's another of the double first-class universities. We still have 4 to come. Those gymnasts are warming up. (15) from Yang Fanyue. Now, you've been digging around and you've uncovered that is the second time this season she's produced that. Is that right?
Indeed. She did it in the apparatus finals at the Chinese Championships earlier this year. Clearly, she is somebody who brings her very best to a final. And the only other person to score higher than 15, the Olympic champion.
12.166 for Shang Lulu. She actually ended up with a 6.666 for execution. And most significantly, she didn't get anything like the difficulty that she normally produces, 5.5 versus 6.2. Had she had the full difficulty score, that would actually have been challenging for the silver medal position at the halfway stage. Yang Fanyue leads by a very small margin at the top of the table in this women's uneven bars final. Kaylin Moore, the Olympic champion, the reigning Olympic champion, a 15.1 this year. So what you have just seen here at the World University Games is the second highest score, joint second highest score in the world this year on the uneven bars. We really are getting some of the very finest gymnastics on the planet at Rhine-Ruhr 2025. And there is a great link between university education and gymnastics clubs, especially in this country. Fukasawa Kokoro from the University of Tsukuba in Japan, 50 kilometers from the center of Tokyo. It is the institution of the great Kato Sawao, who won 8 Olympic gold medals in this sport,
including back-to-back Olympic all-around titles.
You'd know which ones they were.
Well, it's a difficult opening release move, unfortunately, for Fukasawa. The knees bent. She's done well to keep the routine going, but the execution deductions are going to be significant. Very good bahardwaj there, the pack salto with full twist. This is a routine that just keeps going and going. Full twisting double tuck.
It's a remarkably complicated routine from Fukasawa Kokoro. One wonders whether there was really ever a sense of full command, of full control.
It can be very difficult, especially on uneven bars where, once again, everything has to flow from one element to the next. When you make a mistake like she did on the first release skill, it can be hard to get everything back to where it should be. Sometimes the mistakes on this apparatus compound themselves. The second half of the routine, though, significantly cleaner than the first half. But in its construction, frankly, it's very tiring for the gymnast. She doesn't get any difficulty credit for the kip, the half turn, and then the giants here before her dismount. And all of the time, she is, well, there's a threat that she emits execution deductions.
The last day of competition. Only natural for the athletes to feel a little fatigued with all that they've done. Fukasawa won silver with the team at the last games in Chengdu. Gold medalist this time. She's been through a lot on the uneven bars. She's proven herself to be a very determined athlete. It was a problematic piece for her at the World Championships in her debut in 2022. 12.7, the execution 6.9, so she is in 4th place. Yang stays in the lead. There's room for somebody to jump onto the podium. Zoya Sekai of Hungary. You may have noticed Sofia Kovac was helping her chalk the bar. Kovac, who has marked her return to competition at these games. But this is a gymnast who has won a European Championship medal on the apparatus.
And the door is really open for Zoya Sekai here. Her stalders are really world class. And that was a strong in-bar Ginger. She also does in-bar work. And what a nice pike Jaeger. This is a routine that could get a medal if she can just hold on through the dismount. Done in combination. Wow.
She knows. She is fully aware that that is going to contend for the podium. Almost certainly that will go into the silver medal position. Zaya Sekai. And if that is the case, she'll have an extremely good chance of holding on. There was her teammates celebrating with her.
There's a lot going on in this exercise. It flows from bar to bar. Her form is lovely. The Stalder-Shaposhnikova transition right into the Ginger facing the low bar. She's had great success with this exercise. And look at the clean, high Jaeger. Lovely snap to that element. And then the dismount done in combination from a toe Stalder. Full twisting, double tuck. That's a stick. What a hit.
The student of physical education at the Hungarian University of Sports Science, the oldest sports university in Hungary. And she's only 22, but she's a young veteran. She won a silver medal at the European Championships and a bronze with the team in 2020. In Leipzig, she competed at her 8th European Championships. There's no doubt it's going to second place. It's 13.8. Zaya Sekai. Now she has the anxious wait to see if she's made it onto the podium. It would be Hungary's first honours in gymnastics at these games, in artistic gymnastics. Ainara Saltua of Spain, 8th best in qualifying, 13.55. She could win a medal too.
She's going for the difficulty with the in-bar Stalder full. Unfortunately, she finished it quite out of handstand, and we've talked about how handstand deductions can really chip away at a gymnast score. There's another in-bar blind, straight to Jaeger, and oh, such an ambitious routine. And yes, she'll lose a full mark for the fall, but still, there are some lovely elements to that. And when she puts it all together, it's going to be excellent.
Exciting young gymnast, the 20-year-old, a senior international debutant. She's only performed on the bars this season. Her results in the Spanish league have been very compelling. She studies at the Universidad Complutense de Madrid, which was founded in 1293. It's one of the oldest and most prestigious universities in the world.
It's a nice transition from the pack salto, the Stalder-Shaposhnikova. It's a lovely line to her work as well. And once again, the in-bar Stalders, where the toes come near the bar but don't touch. Very tidy. And this dismount is a throwback to an earlier era of gymnastics from the handstand, a hecht and a back tuck off.
It's lovely, isn't it? Very much, as you say, an old-fashioned sort of move.
Vintage gymnastics, if you will. But still pretty difficult.
It's always nice to see things that take one by surprise. It's lovely when skills from days gone by make a reappearance. Here we go. Let's have a look at it again.
And she does it in combination with a toe Stalder. It's fresh, it's unexpected.
You could tell that based on the reaction of the crowd. 12.066. Lots of potential in that routine, lots of it. Miyata Shoko could get onto the podium. 13.7 was her qualification score. 12.966 currently holds bronze.
She gets right into things with a Jaeger. Well executed. And a big Kachev straight to pack salto. That was very nice too. There's her Maloney. And into an in-bar Ginger. She's better known for her work on vault and floor exercise, but this has been very good. Only the dismount now.
Better known for other things, as you say, but I think she's known for virtually everything right now. Miyata Shoko is developing into one of the most complete all-around performers in the world. There can be little doubt that that wins a medal. And she is somebody without really major honours at international level on the uneven bars.
Look at the height and flight on her Kachev. And she combines it with the transition to the low bar once again. And note again, the body line, the toe point, the way that her legs just are glued together. It's very big work. And this dismount was plenty powerful. The giant swing into the double tuck with a full twist. And maybe the most authoritative stick of the day.
Jan Fagnuet, Zoya Sekai, Celia Serbot, 1, 2 and 3 as things stand. The French gymnast may well suspect that there's a slightly vulnerable position for her on the leaderboard. She's done brilliantly, whatever happens. Her magnificent return to international competition goes on. Yang Fagnuet of the People's Republic of China frankly had won that from the second she touched down. Maybe even from the second she started. It was outrageously good. One of the best performances of the year. And Zoya Sekai of Hungary is your silver medalist. And that's a huge moment in her career, because it's been a long time since we've actually seen her on a major international podium. She's worked so hard to get back. The consistency has been here at these championships, at these games. The classified results in the women's uneven bars competition. The bronze medal is won by Miyata Shoko of Japan, silver by Zoya Sekai of Hungary, and gold by 1.2 marks to Yang Fagnuet of the People's Republic of China. Let us look back at how the race was run and how the medals were won. What a final. medal ceremony for the women's uneven bars competition is next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the women's artistic gymnastics uneven bars final.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, die Siegerehrung, Gerätturnen Stufenbarrenfinale.
Please welcome the medalists.
Bitte begrüßen Sie die Medaillengewinnerinnen.
The medals will be presented by...
Die Medaillen werden überreicht von Arturs Mickiewicz, FISU Artistic Gymnastics Technical Committee Chair, Vorsitzender des Technischen Ausschusses für Gerätturnen der FISU.
The gifts will be presented by...
Die Präsente werden überreicht von Michaela Röhrbein, Director of Sports Development, German Olympic Sports Federation, Vorstandsmitglied Sportentwicklung im Deutschen Olympischen Sportbund.
Third place and bronze medalist representing Japan.
Dritter Platz und Gewinnerin der Bronzemedaille für Japan, Miyata Shoko.
Second place and silver medalist representing Hungary.
Zweiter Platz und Gewinnerin der Silbermedaille für Ungarn, Soja Sekei.
First place, gold medalist and Rhine-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games champion representing People's Republic of China.
Erster Platz, Gewinnerin der Goldmedaille und der Rhein-Ruhr 2025 FISU World University Games für die Volksrepublik China, Yang Fanwei.
Ladies and gentlemen, the FISU anthem.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, die FISU-Hymne.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Rhine-Ruhr 2025 medalists.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, Rhein-Ruhr 2025 Medaillengewinner.
The medalists in the women's uneven bars competition at Rhine-Ruhr 2025. We nearly forgot to have the photograph. We're going to continue our coverage and bring you the last of the 5 award ceremonies. And I just remind you that we've got one more session to come later today. It's due to begin in around about an hour and 15 minutes time. And we'll have the women's beam and floor finals, the men's vault, parallel bars and horizontal bar.
With the army of light under the city sky, stand tall and test time, all we carry inside. We've nothing to hide, rise up to shine bright, united again, feeling strong. Together we will light up, together we will light up, together. Side by side, no one's left behind. Set new signs, together we will light up. This will be our melody. Sing with me, together we will light up.